good to go. How y'all doing? Some little tour shit going on right now. I wonder if this background look familiar. If it doesn't, then that means y'all don't really get my message. And overall, that's kind of what I want to talk about. Like, I wanted to write some, like, not offensive in the way of wanting to offend people, but offensive stuff because it's very relatable to how I'm feeling. I wanted to write it, and I was like, you know what, I'd rather just express it. Sometimes I feel like writing for me is the easiest way to express, and that's why that's my go-to. But I also have this aspect that I want to explore more. And at the end of the day, like, if people hating off the truth, at least it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I really want to just talk about myself, like, and if people can relate to it, then that's the truth. And if not, then that's the beauty between people. Even though everybody are kind of dealing with the same energies, the way that is manifested is very different. So people live very different lives, and the extremity, I believe, is always something that they can handle as long as they're alive. That's one thing that I mentioned. That's why it's like I look at people very differently now. Like, I know that that's like the sadness or like the empathy or the sympathy, because it's not empathy. You don't necessarily understand what they're going through. You think you can relate to the moment, but if you've never been in it, then that's just sympathy. So for me, the sympathy that I would feel for people that had less than, it's just that aspect is changing a lot more now that I'm seeing more ways of getting different things, like not getting what you want, getting what you want, seeing different areas, having expansion on all aspects, physically and emotionally and mentally. That's the Trinity, and I'm in that. So now that I understand myself on that level, I don't feel sympathy for anybody that's dealing with anything that they're going through in life, because I know they can handle it. You know what I'm saying? Someone that's not of my build or haven't experienced what I've experienced, in other words, cannot some could look down on me, or some people could look up to me, you know what I'm saying? But like, if you're not on the same level, then very few relate to that aspect, and that's kind of hard. I feel like people that are in this place, they always portray the positive. And I was talking earlier, and I was like, I'm the type of person that's very optimistic. I'm a Sagittarius. But one thing that people don't understand about Sagittarius is that we're so optimistic, not because we're gullible. We're optimistic because we see both sides of the spectrum, and we also connect ourselves to those elements and know that we have the power to create it. You know what I'm saying? When you're bold enough to actually manifest, that brings a certain type of ego with you, and we're born with that. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's another video. For me, I kind of just want to touch on the extremities of life, and I hope that I'm using that word right, but I'm gonna be confident in that because it rolled off my tongue right. Extremities. But the extremes and the levels that people go through, and how that builds them as a person, builds their character, builds the way that they hold themselves. And it's interesting for me because a lot of people mention me as grounded when they see me like in person or something like that, and I always wonder, I'm like, why is it grounded? Is it grounded? Like, from my aspect of looking at grounded, I would look at it like a detached aspect of me. You know what I'm saying? Because when I really do know myself, I'm not grounded. Like, I'm all air. Like, literally. Like, I'm Aquarius up. But that's besides the point. I'm just saying, like, the fact that I come off as grounded is an Aquarius thing. But I just always wonder what it means, though. Like, because to me, like I said, with it being detached, it means me being in a certain type of point in my thought. Like, it's obviously in the mind that I'm at, that I'm kind of detached from the experience, and I'm able to take it in. I believe that that's also being present. I think it's being in a meditative state. But being in a meditative state is not necessarily how everyone lives their life. Or maybe everyone is in a meditative state, and then like with the enhancements that we use, it also plays into how we look at the world and how we react. Because I learned recently, meditation is different for everyone. A lot of this depictions of how they have meditation is not what I would call meditation, nor yoga. But that's why I don't like to put labels on things. But what I learned is that you can meditate with not having your eyes closed, and meditation does not have to be something where you're necessarily sitting still. You could be reading a book, and once you get, like, I don't know. But I'm keeping it real. It's 2020 about to come up. Y'all already know what's up. If y'all know what's up, y'all know what's up. If not, then fuck it. Let me tell you, like, okay, so, oh yeah, it's like reading a book. They're not gonna throw me out. Let me tell you. So when you're reading a novel or something like that, and you get into that phase, like if you read my novel, a lot of people like to say, and I think for myself, because I don't read often, but I'm getting more into the habit of reading for my work. And once you get into that state, it is similar to meditative, because it's like everything else evaporates and you're into that. The thing about a book, if you're reading that to positively enhance you, then that's magic right there, and that is meditation. So when I think about it like that, rather than reading a book, that mindset that I am, where I'm just so present that I'm like not even entertaining other aspects besides my own reality, that's a form of detachment. And the way that the reason why I can say things like that in this world is because this world is a yin-yang energy, and that's the best depiction of letting you know how the blend of extremities blend together for every person. We all are in this type of matrix. If you want to explain the energy of this matrix, is a yin-yang sign, and it's blended as a whole. It's a whole, but then within those holes is the other, but they don't blend like that. They accept. And that's why there's a positive, there's a negative, there's a demon, there's an angel, whatever you want to say. Those are just extremities, and what everyone's matrix plays out is different. So I wrapped it around. I hope I ain't lost y'all. For me, I've been spending a lot of time trying to figure out what it is, like what role I want to play, because through this path that I'm taking, I went to a different extremity of myself, and I had to go through that process to be elevated. Or I'm not putting myself above anything, because I'm still a human, you know what I'm saying? So it's only so much that I can do in this body, and that's the thing. Like, I'm trying to figure out what extremities do I want to play out, what part is necessary, because through elevating myself, I see that it is more than just what I want. Like, it's other laws, it's other things that plays into this matrix, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to realize what to express and what not to express in order to accomplish my mission. My mission, I know, is definitely to spread the word, so I'm very open about my mental in the best ways that I can, but I'm speaking 5D, so if y'all not with it, then it's 2020 about to come up anyways. So I just want to make sure that I accomplish my mission, and I feel like I came at a perfect time. You know, I came back in energies that will help me blend perfectly, but I also just want to make sure that I stay blended. That's what I'm saying, because that's what I'm representing. I'm not representing nothing. Like, I'm not representing no constructs, and at the end of the day, if you know me as a person, I told you I'm not grounded. Like, I'm all of everything, and I move in whichever way I feel is necessary for that certain time, and that's off of me, how I feel. You know what I'm saying? People think, oh yeah, this is how it should be. You know, sometimes you should detach from your emotions. Absolutely not. My emotions is what's driving everything about my mission, and I don't want to detach from that, because that's the only thing that makes me different from everybody else. But let me tell you like this though, I'm Aquarius and I'm a Sagittarius, so we blend together, but the reason behind it is like different aspects. The reason behind us blending together is just the thought of mine, and the fact that it's a more mental energy rather than the physical. So that's the only reason why we blend. How we play that out is different. So it's a conflict, but with the blend. And with me, I'm a conflict within the blend, and I could take that deeper down to my name. Like, I hope it's recording all this, but like, I'm gonna close it off with this and watch it again. Just watch it again. Like, I know it's interesting, like y'all missing things, but I could tie this down to my name. My mom called me Kayla. If you just Google what Kayla means, it's another depiction to let me know that I should just stay blended. And right now I'm in a place of just trying to blend the both of those energies together, and I just want to remain genuine and all of that. So overall, like, I just want everyone to know, like, how I play out my reality should not be taken like on a personal level, because at the end of the day, if you're in my reality, that's a blessing on both sides, and I'm grateful for that always, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to just keep it real genuine and keep it real raw, and not try to depict my life out of nobody else that experienced life. Because yeah, I could gain from them, but you know, at the end of the day, the only beauty in life is that you should be living it. So yeah, I think I'm done. Love toy shit.